Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, as we always do in this channel, and today we will try to consider one issue very common in media, social media, internet, and also in common life. Some people have a sort of, I would say, obsession connected with a plan. They claim that everything was happening, what will happen, what was happening, was planned for the very beginning. It was planned that this was happening now takes place. Yeah, I can agree, and I know that things like the madness of the last 2 years with this famous Chinese microbe, and to large extent it was planned by some governments and big companies to just try to introduce more control over the populations, eliminate as much as possible economical competition in terms of small entrepreneurs and average ones, uh, inject to people some medicaments or things that are regarded as medicaments, regardless of their uh, regardless of their properties, if they are harmful or not, because one would like to embark on public money at any cost, and many other things. So this media campaign and so on, for sure it was planned. But we know real strategists, fathers of strategy, like Clausewitz, like Sun Tzu, and many other experienced military guys from military personnel, always claim, which is absolutely true, that plans are always very good and valid till the first seconds when the battle, so in our life would say, action starts. Because then other factors come into play, the factors that couldn't be envisioned by the people who were planning this or that endeavor. And that's why we see now not everything goes with the plan. But now let's come back to main topic of my discussion, is this obsession. Some people claim, yeah, but the fact that populations of mainly Western Europe are, I don't like this word aging because it's euphemism. They are actually dying out. They are fading away and so on, dying out, being wiped off by no, by the very low rate of fertility, very far below reproduction rate, and so on. So some people say, yes, it was planned many years ago to make people like this. No, 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 no. So people who claim this way, they do not know historical processes that simply it happens, and it was happening even before many times in every cultures when huge prosperity is being reached, and it happened actually in since 1960s in Western Europe, and secularization accompanies this process. It also happened more or less those days. Then spectrum of human behaviors, because this is a human nature, extends, and it extends towards the behaviors like, for instance, attraction to the same sex and so on, that it's so much by some environments now and some groups so much appreciated. It extends to these types of behavior that are detrimental for the population development. And of course, the need for kids also decreases because they take much time from potential parents, and this time many people prefer to dedicate to the different forms of entertainment and pleasures, different types of pleasures. So this is the process why the majority of populations that reach very high prosperity, they go into the process of gradual decline. And there is no plan behind it. It's a normal historical process. And many other things, like sometimes some conflicts, armed conflicts. Some people say, yes, it was planned. Not really. Sometimes unexpected events can trigger such decisions done by the real rulers of some countries, or they see opportunities how to turn the attention of the population from the real problems inside the country and make the people focus on the external problems, like this armed conflict. So in German it's called Glückliche Kriege, which means happy wars. If these happy wars go well, then government has a chance to be extended and for some years still enjoy power. If it doesn't go well, we have typical case of Argentinian junta that started invasion of Falkland and lost this invasion to United Kingdom, and then junta was deposed from power. That's it. So this is the case when so-called Glückliche Kriege, so happy wars, do not work. And of course saying that everything what happened, each disaster, each problem, that can be a result of typical normal events like mismanagement or simply human stupidity, but looking for some elements of larger plan that everything that connects all of these events together and builds a sort of intellectual construction that should explain every problem of now and then in our world. Doing like this, it's a, let's say, a sort of obsession about so-called plan. I know that many also religious people think like this, because in many religions there is a concept of divine plan for every human being or for every nation or for every continent. So it's also rooted very profoundly, deeply in some cultural aspects. But we should go beyond it, look at the facts and make our own conclusions, and study history and study everything what's around, and also be rational to know that not everything can be planned. Of course, many people have plans, even the ones who are ruling these CEOs of corporations and government, they try to execute them, but there are many factors that work against it. So there are always many plans, but not everything what's happening is a result of the plan itself, because there are many factors that cannot be envisioned. And the final outcome is always unknown unless the issue is finished and we know the final result. All the best, have a nice day, bye.